I actually agree with a lot of what Mike said. Unfortunately, I won't have time to even talk about the things I agree with, because we have to get to the debate issue. The rest, however, misses the point, drawing the wrong conclusions from what I have argued. I actually agree with him when he says that our goal is, one of our goals, is making the world a better place. And like he says, we will be better off, and there's a variety of reasons why we do that. But the question is, why should we care about that? What is the goal being achieved by that goal? I mean, what's the point of making the world a better place? The reason is it satisfies us. It makes us happy to do that. Why do we care about that? That's it. It satisfies you more to pursue that goal than to not pursue it. And it will do so if you're thinking rationally and fully informed. So really, what he's talking about, his theory, is just, it basically leads to my theory. My theory is the logical conclusion from his theory. The idea that we should promote good desires, I agree. Like he was saying, in a world in which everyone wants everyone else to be happy is a better place. That's true. Because we benefit from that, they benefit from that, it's a whole good situation. But why do we want that world? Why is that a better world for us? Because we would be more satisfied, happier in that world. And even the fact that we're working to create that world makes us happier. So I agree with the idea of promoting good desires. The other thing is he mentions a few examples, for example, where we won't get happiness from seeing the results of what we do. But that's, of course, not the reason we do it. I mean, it satisfies us to know that those things are going to happen, even though we're not going to see them. I mean, it makes us happy to want that, to do things for the future, people that you'll never meet. It satisfies you more to do that. It makes you happy to do that. It satisfies you more to do that than to do something else, which is exactly why you do it. So it's ultimately that state of satisfaction that you're pursuing. It's that same one central goal. And then this idea that knowing about morality causes right action. I have not argued that, actually. What I have said is that if we were perfectly rational, yes, that would happen. But human beings aren't perfectly rational. We have those messed up mammalian brains, remember, where the brains don't work that well. So the idea that just giving someone information, they're automatically going to be an angel, that's not true. That's not true simply because that we're mammals. It's not true because if we were perfectly rational computers, it would be true, but we're not that. In reality, to change ourselves, we have to habituate virtues, and it's a long, complex process. It doesn't happen overnight. We don't have switches in our brain that we can turn on compassion, for example. But that's just the way we're built. That has nothing to do with the fundamental truths of morality. It has to do with the mechanics of how our brains work. So once you understand the nature of my moral theory, it comes down to the same basic concepts. That, like I said, and I'll go through the six fundamental statements here, that moral imperatives are imperatives that supersede all other imperatives. Mike didn't really disagree with that, and he can't, because desire utilitarianism entails this. It entails the idea that your greatest desire is always going to be the main thing that you're going to pursue. And if that's the case, then morality is, in fact, what you ought most to do. And that's exactly what a desire utilitarian would tell you. Moral facts are all hypothetical imperatives. I mean, he didn't challenge that. I didn't expect him to. So that's true. Hypothetical imperatives are true in virtue of our desires. We all agree with that. I mean, Mike essentially made a case for it himself. Imperatives that supersede all imperatives derive from desires that supersede all desires. Now, this he can't disagree with because these other premises entail it. If all moral facts are hypothetical imperatives, you want to achieve a particular goal, and there's a certain thing you have to do to achieve that goal, what you want most is going to supersede all other desires that you have, as a matter of fact. And so imperatives that supersede all imperatives do derive from desires that supersede all desires. And this greatest desire, this thing that we want most out of life, is to be satisfied with our lives, be satisfied with who we are, to be satisfied with the things we do. That desire for greater satisfaction supersedes all the desires because all the things we pursue for that end. Even this idea of making the world a better place, this idea of promoting good desires, we want to do those things because it satisfies us to do that. If that's the greatest satisfaction we can achieve, is to try and create that world, make that world, to be that sort of person. That satisfies us. And it's the only reason to have any desire at all. And that's the thing, is we will only sacrifice future satisfaction, for example, if it satisfies us more to do so. I mean, it's more satisfying in some cases to give up wealth in order to do things that you care more about. And I've done that myself. And therefore, that state of satisfaction is and must be the singular goal of morality. And I don't think once we sweep away the things that are incorrect conclusions from my theory and take the things that he's argued and the things that I've argued, that's what we're left with on the table, that there is this one central goal. And we're really not that far apart. I mean, we're actually kind of arguing the same thing. I mean, his idea is there's certain goals that we have, and all I'm arguing is that we do have those goals, but those goals we have those goals, and the reason we should pursue those goals, and it's right for us to pursue those goals, is that we have this one fundamental goal that we're seeking, which is this pursuit of our satisfaction. Thank you.